6 years, over 700 videos, thousands of characters drawn, and 1 million subscribers. Hey Race Brigade, thank you again for 1 million subscribers. So I thought for this video, why don't we show 6 years of 1 million lines? By the way, this video is sponsored by my good friends at jamesraysmedia.com. That's right. And to let you guys know, at the end of the month, I will be discontinuing all my merchandise there. And we're going to put in brand new merchandise probably over the summer. We're going to revamp the site. We have a special sale going on right now. So if you want to pick up anything over there, go to jamesraysmedia.com. Go check that out. And by the way, for any print order that you make before the sale ends, I will include 1 free 11x17 print of my Ultimate Star Wars piece for the last time. This is the last time you'll ever be able to get this print. This channel is all about artwork, all about having fun. It was inspired by my work that I did in comic books and of course my work in film. I wanted to find an outlet to kind of merge them together. This was the first artwork that I drew, okay? This is the very first artwork I did officially for my channel. This was my Iron Man 3-piece, okay? So the second video that I did on my channel, this was a fun one, and it was Star Trek Into Darkness, okay? So this was the piece for that. You know, looking at improvements like, for example, Chris Pine, he's all cross-eyed here, as you can see. And this guy looks nothing like Benedict Cumberbatch. I think I kind of overworked it. And this one here, Fast and the Furious, Fast and Furious 6. This particular one, I'm happy with Gal Gadot here. And fun fact, I actually, after this, I actually got to work on Furious 7. I did a few shots in Furious 7 as well. And then at that time, I was in touch with one YouTuber, and his name is Furious Pete. And he was one of the first guys to actually help me and give me advice for my channel. So I drew this for a contest he was holding. So I drew this piece here while eating donuts. And Pete really liked it, and I actually got to design his logo. It's actually in his gym. Pete, if you're watching, I still want to give this to you. You just live in Mississauga, man. Come on over. We can work out. Oh, and one of the craziest videos I did, and as you can tell, I did this smaller because I was trying to save time. So drawing smaller. This is the movie After Earth. The M. Night Shyamalan classic, After Earth. And in that video, I tried to rap in that video.
When you watch the movie, please watch this first. Let me draw you a little preview of this film called After Earth.
And speaking of things that didn't go over too well, I wanted to try to be a little bit more experimental with my videos. At that time, 2013, Gundam Style came out and was a big hit, and all the YouTubers were doing parodies of it. So his next song, I kind of wanted to do something. So what I did was I drew a tribute to his next song, which was Gentleman. Right, as you see here. So I was trying to draw what I saw in the music video. After that, at that time, Pacific Rim movie was coming out, and they were having this contest where you had to design your own mech, or a Pacific Rim Jaeger. So I took a stab at it. And this is what I drew. I tried to design one for the Philippines, okay? This is a Pacific Rim Jaeger. I tried for the Philippines. As you see here, these are the 3 stars for the Philippines. So if I were to color this, I would have colored it red, white, and blue. And when I came back in 2015, Avengers Age of Ultron came out, and a piece that I wanted to work on was a piece for that movie. Okay, so I thought it'd be a fun piece to get back into the channel, and this is what I drew for that. Oh, there we go. So this is my first piece back here. Having fun with the likenesses here. And then the video I did after that, because I was such a Power Rangers fan, I wanted to draw a Power Rangers piece, but the original ones, okay?
It's morphin' time!
We're talking about way back in the early 90s, okay? That was the one I was a fan of, okay? So I decided to draw a picture of, you know, the Zords, and kind of do a little redesign of them in my own style. So this is what I did here, okay? Now you might notice the suits here, I kind of drew the faces more like Iron Man. You know, is that because it always got to me, why do I see lips? I was like, why do I see lips in their helmet? And here is the version of the colored. Again, thanks again to my friend Thomas Mason, who did a good job on the colors. You could get this at the store before the end of the month. And then I tried to do a Batman Superman piece, which we knew was coming out a little bit later on in the year. Okay, so we have the Superman piece here. Okay, and he's going to go ahead, face off against Batman. Martha! You see me? Batman versus Superman versus me. Here is the colored version of it right here. That is the colored version. This was a fun series to do. What I did was, I took a lot of anime characters, very popular anime characters, and I wanted to draw them in my style, and I dubbed it anime to American. And then rightfully so, a lot of my fans pointed out, well, it's not really American, it's more of a westernized style. So I called it anime to Western, and then people were like, that's not really Western style, that's kind of your style. So, whatever. Now, the first one I'm going to show you aren't really anime. They're more like cartoons. For example, this particular one here, my son wanted me to try Adventure Time. And this is the piece I did. This is a fun one too. This is the Incredible Kids. And they're grown up here, right? So, and I wanted Jack. I wanted him to be like this big, muscular guy. Someone suggested I do the Powerpuff Girls. And what would Powerpuff Girls look like grown up and more of an American type style? And this is what I came up with. Right here. This was a lot of fun. And then we actually get into the actual anime characters. So the very first one I did was a character called All Might, okay? And as you guys know, All Might is based on American comics anyway. So naturally that style would fit perfectly with mine. So this was the original that I did. Now I haven't watched an episode of My Hero Academia yet. But right after I drew this, my kids were like, how come I could see eyeballs? How come I could see eyeballs in there? So I made sure that for the color version, there wouldn't be any eyeballs in here. So I took them out here for the particular colored version here. And I colored this one myself. So one of my most popular drawings actually is this All Might. So we went from the most popular to the least popular. Okay. So I thought natural progression would be to do Goku, okay, from Dragon Ball. And I thought to myself, okay, I saw one that was like a Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and he looked like this big muscular with big hair, so I'm like, okay, I gotta do him in that style. And, well, this is the result. Here. To date, my most disliked video is this particular drawing, rightfully so. I drew this and the first thing my kids said to me was like, Dad, what is that? Do not post that. And I laughed at them, and then they laughed back after they read the comments. So, so that's what happened here. Let's never see this again. I wanted to redeem myself, so what I did was I did another version of Goku. Now, this time I wanted to make sure that people would like it, so I kept the Toriyama face of the Goku, so I left the eyes the same. So a lot of people are saying this really isn't a Western style, which is fine, but I shaded it more like a Western style. Particularly this one here, much more well received, this particular version here. And then we went ahead and did the colors, and again I colored this one myself, this one here, okay, and this is a print of this as well. So this one was way more well received, and the other one is going to be burned. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do there. So here's another one. I did One Punch Man. One Punch Man here. One of the main comments I got from this one in the comment section was he looks a lot like Lex Luthor. Why does One Punch Man look like Lex Luthor? I get that. And then one of my favorites, one of my absolute favorites, my sister loved watching this particular anime growing up, and it was Sailor Moon. And yeah, the comment I got was, how come they all look the same? Well, the colors helped, all right? And one more here that I did was Naruto, and this was well received. My son asked me if I could do a Naruto, and this was it.
Believe it!
Now, one of my first fully digital drawings I did was of a Gundam, okay? And this is a Gundam RX. I forgot what it was. Do you remember? RX. This is a Gundam. And this is my very, very first digital drawing. I did not draw this traditionally. I usually draw traditionally. So the next one that people wanted me to do was Jotaro. And this is the drawing I did of Jotaro here. And this is the colored version of that. Okay, and this was a lot of fun to do. I really like the way this turned out here. And one more I did, this is not just an anime to American, but also I considered it one of my most detailed drawing ever. This is Attack on Titan. This was super fun to do. I had a lot of fun putting this one together here. And had so much fun drawing all the muscles and everything, and it was even more fun to color it. And here's the colored version of it. And again, all of these colored prints, they are available in my store right now. Now I'm going to show you some of my favorite robot drawings. This is a character called Windblade from Transformers, IDW Transformers here. But what people don't know is I kind of modeled her face after Taylor Swift. So this is actually Taylor Swift as a robot kind.
Please, can I see it? Can I see it? Can I see it? Can I see it? Please, can I see it?
And here is the colored version of this right here. This is the colored version. The next, what I have here is an Optimus Prime. Now this was actually a series that I was doing for my friend, the owner of the Alamo City Comic Con, my friend Apple, and I drew 6 different mechs for him, okay? Kind of like a mech Avengers. And one of them was Optimus Prime. Okay, another one where I also sold the original was of Robotech. And then the next one is a Voltron. Voltron's here. So we got Voltron, and this is the original art. Oh, this is the original art to the Voltron. A Pacific Rim. This is Gypsy Danger for Pacific Rim. And the last one for that, there were 6 of them all together, was a Gundam Wing Zero. However, to save time, if you can see here, to save time, I only drew the one side here, and digitally, I duplicated this side over to this side. So together, you put them all together, and what do you get? You get the Mech Avengers. There it is over there, all of them colored. Now here is one of my most favorite mech drawings that I've done, Transformers drawings I've done. This is a crossover between Transformers and G.I. Joe, okay? And this is a Heroes version of it. This is the Heroes version, and I had a whole bunch of movie Transformers here, and a whole bunch of G.I. Joes here. Can you see all the lines? Can you see all the lines in there? So I did a hero version, but I also did a villain version. This is the villains here. So we had all the movie Transformers here, as well as all the movie Cobra agents at the bottom.
My vengeance will be swift and painful!
Originally, my plan was to connect these two. So that they were like kind of facing off against each other. But then I realized they weren't really looking at each other, so I scrapped that idea. And here is the colored version of it. This is the colored version of the hero version. Okay, there you go, colored version of the hero version. And the colored version of bad guys, the Decepticons and Cobra. And again, you could get these on my website right now at jamesraysmedia.com up till the end of the month. But also some of my favorite mech drawings, because even though I was working on YouTube, I was still doing work for comic books, and I had the opportunity to do some pages for a Unicron series for IDW, and I'd like to show you some of that here. This is the original art for Unicron. Here, this is Unicron's first appearance in the IDW universe, and along with that, I will show you the actual comic book. This is the actual comic book here, and you see how it looks like colored. This is Trypticon. They asked me to do a cover of Optimus Prime, number 14. They wanted me to draw this character called Trypticon. And I drew it double size, and you'll be able to see the cover right here. This is the cover of Optimus Prime. Now, IDW also got me to do a few more. This is for Lost Light number 7 here. Just a very simple version of Ultra Magnus here. And then you could see the color right here. And one where I wanted to show you something that's not really Transformers, but a lot of fun as well. This is ROM Micronauts. Like this is ROM Night. This is the cover I did. And this was a lot of fun to do here. And then this is how the color turned out here. All of these comics you could actually buy. If you want to get a copy of these, you can actually go to my store right now. And my 3rd most viewed video of all time is my Mashup Compilation. That's where I take characters and kind of mash them together. And some of my favorite art is these mashups. And the very first one I did, well, I'm not sure if it's really a mashup, but I always thought to myself, what would happen if Thanos was overtaken by Venom, right? And this was at the height of when Venom was coming out. A lot of fun to do, and this was a favorite of everybody, this particular video here. And I also got a print of this as well. This is the bigger version. So as you can see, the original is actually much smaller than the actual print version, but I think the print version looks pretty cool at the same time. Now, this was a fun one. This was Deadpool and Green Lantern, very meta. But also I decided this year, I decided to add something else to the mix.
Who's that Pokemon?
Pikachu as well. So this particular one, I did a Deadpool, Green Lantern, and Pikachu, and little Ryan Reynolds in there as well. We just got back from watching Pokemon when I drew this. I really liked the movie, and so that was a lot of fun. Weird looking pose, but that is what it is. Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman. What if we merged together Wolverine and the Joker? I thought that was a lot of fun to do. Then I decided to try to do, instead of just 2 characters or 3 characters, I thought, what if we kind of mashed up a whole team together? So that's when I started doing that. So this is Guardians of the Galaxy. So pretty much based upon Baby Groot here, but then adding all the characters in there. And then I had the Avengers one, which I think I merged, was it 13 Avengers? I believe 13 Avengers all into one using Hulk as the base. And I thought, why don't we mash up all 7 Justice League members? And then that's what we got right here. So then I thought, why don't we have some fun? Let's do more crossovers. Let's do more Marvel and DC. So I put together more Thanos. You can't go wrong with Thanos. I do a lot of Thanos mashups. This is Thanos and Doomsday, 2 of the greater villains. Thanos and Joker. Back to Marvel. And Shazam. And then one of the series that I put together that a lot of people liked was when I kind of mashed together toys with Transformers. And this is one I did. Here, this is SpongeBob and Hot Rod. But we have here Pikachu, Pikachu and Bumblebee, and Hound and Squirtle. And last but certainly not least, when Avengers came out, one of the fun mashups that we thought of when we went out to go have burgers, I bought this burger, it was called the Avenger. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we took fast food mascots and turned them into Avengers? So I was matching up the Avengers with fast food mascots. And that's where we got this piece here, a tribute to the Avengers poster here. And you know, we have Ronald here, and the Starbucks girl here, and Wendy, and Big Boy, Jack in the Box, Jollibee, Burger King, the Noid. If you don't know what Noid is, look it up. He's funny. He's funny. He's from Domino's Pizza.
Ice cold.
Again, all of these things you could find at my store right now. Make sure if you want a print of any of these, go check it out at my store right now before the end of the month. And the final series that I want to show you guys, I actually put the series together. I started way back in 2016, so about 3 years ago. So I believe I'm the first one who did this, okay? Others might tell you they did it first. No, I did it first, okay? It's a series I like to call my most detailed drawing ever. I've been known in comics for all of my detailed drawings. So I just wanted to do like robots or mechs or drawings that had the most amount of detail in them. The very first one I did was a character called Metroplex from Transformers. And he was one of my favorite toys growing up. And this was the drawing I actually did. Metroplex here. So it's the first time I really drew like this this big, and I went ahead and got this colored again, colored by my friend Kieran Oates, who did the colors for this. For the second one, because I was such a big fan of Power Rangers, I wanted to do a Power Rangers Ultra Zord. That was my favorite Zord or mech from Power Rangers. I wanted to do a little bit of redesign on the toy, so this is the drawing I did for that one. And this is the colored print version right here. And this was a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite drawings, is this particular one right here. And this one was of Transformers Unicron. And I wanted this one to be way more detailed than the actual Metroplex one. And this is what it was here, as you can see here. And this is the colored version of that as well, right here. This is the colored version right here. Now there was a convention coming up called TFCon, and I wanted to have another most detailed drawing ever prepared for that. So one of my favorite toys growing up was Transformers Devastator. Okay, and this is the drawing I drew of Devastator. I actually did a whole bunch of this live. I did this live on my YouTube channel, and this is the color right here. This is the color as well, right there. And then came Transformers 30th anniversary. So what I wanted to do was recreate the original Transformers the movie poster.
You got the touch!
This is what I did, okay? So here, so pretty much the same characters, but drew them in my style. So the next most detailed drawing I did was actually at the end of Inktober, okay? I believe this was 2016 Inktober, and I wanted to end Inktober with a bang. And I decided to do Voltron. So this is the most detailed drawing ever of Voltron. And again, that line, most detailed drawing ever, that's very subjective. I was tired of doing Transformers. I wanted to try something new, and that's when I thought of doing Galactus.
I bestow upon you a portion of my own power cosmic.
Okay? And this was actually the very first most detailed drawing ever that truly went viral, okay? Meaning over 1 million views. And this is the colored version of that. Again, one of my more popular prints that I produced here. Now the next particular one here, I'll put this in the most detailed drawing ever category. It was definitely not my most detailed drawing, but I wanted to expand on that Thanos Venom that I did before, because before I just did the head. So I decided what would happen if I did the entire body. So that's what this piece is here. Okay, this is my Thanos and Venom, and then this is the colored version of that. So from there, I thought I'd have a little fun, okay? Because people were commenting on that Galactus piece. They're like, okay, that's all well and good. You could do a detailed Galactus, but can you do a detailed Stickman? Well, I'm not one to back away from a challenge. So that's when I decided to do the most detailed Stickman ever. Again, one of my more popular videos. I believe it has about 6 million views, if not more, as of this moment. But this is it. This is my most detailed Stickman. It's pretty much a stretched out Groot, but that's there it is. My most detailed Stickman ever. Right there. There you go. The Bumblebee movie was coming out, and it looked really, really good. So I wanted to do a piece for that movie in my style and as much detail as possible. So this is the piece I did for it. Here, this is the Bumblebee movie piece. Okay, drawing John Cena here, and this is the colored version here. So again, I really liked how this particular piece turned out here. In keeping with the movie theme, so I decided to do a movie poster with Kong, Godzilla, and the Gypsy Avenger. Okay? And drew it in my most detailed drawing ever style. And that's what I drew here. And this is the color version. I really like this version. And actually, when I posted this on social media, the director of Pacific Rim, he really liked it. Steve DeKnight, he really liked it. Actually asked me if I could send him a copy of it, which I did, which I sent to him. So then came the turn of the year, so 2019, and one fun thing that we discussed doing was the box office brawl.
The box office brawl!
And what we wanted to do was have pit Marvel versus DC. We have fans of the Marvel side, fans of the DC side, and had them vote who would win these individual matches.
Marvel versus DC! I'm gonna let you decide.
The winner of it was Batman versus Spider-Man, but I thought to myself, instead of just drawing Batman versus Spider-Man, why don't I do a whole Marvel versus DC piece, and that's what I did here. This is my full Marvel versus DC piece. I wasn't trying to get any likenesses. I just wanted to get all the characters going on in there. And this is the colored version, the colored print of this, which a lot of you have bought. One of my favorite movies that came out during the time was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Everyone was doing Spider-Sonas, and everyone was trying to do tributes, and I thought it would be fun to do something as well. And I went live, and I tried to draw as many Spider-Man, different Spider-Man as I could, with suggestions coming from you, my best friends.
We just become best friends? Yup!
So I got you guys to give me suggestions, and then I drew over 50 Spider-Man. And this is it right here. This is my 50 Spider-Man piece. Right here, 50 Spider-Man, and then this is the colored version of it, right here. what I wanted to do was do a fun piece for Avengers Endgame, and I wanted to do it in a live stream. So I said for 24 hours I was going to put together an Avengers Endgame piece. Now, I actually finished at the 20-hour mark. So a little bit like 20 hours and a half. That's pretty much what I did. So I decided to stop because I was pretty much done. And this was the piece that I put together right here. Here, this is the piece that I did. Here, does this fit in the camera? And the fun thing about this piece was everyone got the chance to see how I went about trying to draw likenesses. And that was fun to do live. And I also got the colored version right here. One that I just did recently a few videos ago, and that is my Robert Downey Jr. tribute, my Iron Man piece right here. I gave the original art to the fine people at Disney, okay? And this is the colored version right here. Yep. There you go. That's the colored version, that's the black and white version. Now, the original art I brought to Disney, and if you guys were watching my channel a few weeks ago, you saw that I did this really nice piece for Kevin Feige, who is the head of Marvel, because it was his birthday and I wanted to do a nice present for him. So I did this piece where I drew pretty much every character in the MCU along with Kevin Feige drawn as a superhero. And I wanted to give him this particular piece. So what I'm about to show you here is me trying to get this piece to Kevin Feige. Was I able to get it to him? You'll find out right now. Okay, so I'm inside the Disney compound. Don't ask how I got in, okay? But, yeah, I'm just gonna go around and look for him. I don't know if Kevin's in here or not. But I'm gonna try to go in there and see if I could go see him. Let's go. Okay, we're in the Marvel offices. Here we go. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in. Can I go in here?
No, sorry.
Is Kevin Feige in there?
I can't see.
Can I see him?
Sorry.
So unfortunately, I wasn't able to give it to him in person. But what I was able to do was to meet one of the executives there, and I gave them both pieces. I gave them the Iron Man piece to give to Robert Downey Jr., and I gave them the Kevin Feige piece as well to give to Kevin Feige. And 2 days later, I actually received an email from Kevin Feige thanking me for giving him the piece. So, I didn't get to meet him in person, but I did get a personalized message from him. What more could I ask for? So there you go. That is some of my favorite art over the entirety of my channel. So much artwork that I've done over the 6 years, and I thank each and every one of you for following along, for loving the artwork and giving me all this great feedback. I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching, for the all million of you best friends, for following me, for wanting to know what's next, for all the suggestions you've given me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the family. Thank you for being my best friends. And one more time, before I end this video, once again, as you see here, these are the prints that I have in my store. I will no longer be selling these at the end of the month, and we're gonna totally revamp the store, bring in total brand new merchandise, new creations of mine, things I'm really excited to show you. So this is your last chance to get any one of these things. If you want any of these prints, head to my store right now. Get them before the store closes. Hold the phone. When I'm talking about artwork in my YouTube channel, of course, I can't talk about it without talking about the piece that defines this channel. That is the Ultimate Star Wars piece. You've heard me talk about this ad nauseum over the past few months, but once again, here it is, 7 months, 450 hours worth of work. A lot of it I drew live here on this channel. Probably the greatest piece I've done exclusively for this channel. And once again, right until the sale ends this month, I will, for every print order, I will include one 11x17 Star Wars print. Last time you'll ever be able to get this print. So thank you guys for the support. If you are new here, please do subscribe. Please join the family. Please join my best friends. And my name is James. I am the box office artist. I'm here to say keep drawing, and I'll see you all